All right, I'm live. Let me just hop into Discord. Go. Change the settings on this to voice activity. Just put something on my stream deck to do that. It's very slightly faster, but probably not by much. Hey,
Morning.
lastly, I think I just need to pull this up on my phone. And on things. Hasn't been that helpful though. Stream's been a lot more stable than one it was when I first started. I don't know if that's my internet or just my better computer.
Or both.
Or both. Yeah. Alright. And apparently I've locked one of the dogs outside. So I'll just be a second. Okay. The dogs have been particularly egregious lately. Let me have another quick go at fixing Electraga. Hold on. Key goes here. Key rejected. Look at your Twitch extensions dashboard. Alright. Twitch. Extensions, my extensions, Elite Track, activate, set as component 1, yes. Settings. Generate new key and send to the app magically. Open Elite Track. Yes. Okay. So maybe it was. Alright, that should actually be working now. That was easier, but before it was telling me a message about the log file. I couldn't find the log file. So maybe the key had expired, but the message was confusing when I was looking at it before. Ta-da! I magically fixed the thing. I'm a tech genius. Okay. Now for the actual game. And, keeping an eye on my dogs. They've been little mischief makers lately. The other day I was playing on the computer and then I heard the dog chewing or something. I looked down and she'd like stolen a plastic bag of rock salt that my partner had left on the bench after cooking. And it chewed the bottom out of it and I had a whole pile of rock salt under my desk to clean up. Like, just terrible. She's like 15 now. You think she'd get over her desire to chew random stuff, but apparently not. Apparently that's just a dog thing that exists at whatever age. We once had some of Kirsten's family around and some of Kat's family. And they were like, one of them was like, we were like, don't leave anything out where the dogs can get hold of it unattended because they will destroy it. You know, there's a good possibility One of them was like, I've explained to the dogs that this is my stuff and they'll respect me and won't chew my stuff. Uh-huh. Yeah. That did not work out well for the person.
Obviously.
Yeah. We found his sunglasses and his wallet being chewed up. Of the Lord before he left. I was like, I damn well told you. I know, the CC is terrible. I might have to code up a New Zealand CC. CC for Southern Hemisphere people. Let me switch this over to show the game anyway. Bum, 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 bum. Maybe I should leave it as is then, as a source of humor on the channel. A generator of laughs. I wonder if it uses the same like Windows speech recognition as like voice recognition does.
Well, if it is, that would explain quite a lot.
Probably. I might have to do a bit more training on that. Teach it.
When you're ready.
Teach it my ways. Oh, look. I failed some missions. Okay. So on the fleet carrier, you said you jumped the fleet carrier, right? So it should be...
Yes.
Yep. Ooh, nice. What's my inventory?
And I parked it right next to the construction site, so it should be really close.
Nice, nice. Oh, thank you for grabbing all that extra stuff.
You're welcome.
I need Squadron Bank, I think, right? Commodities. Give me everything you got. Speeds up a little bit. Ooh. All right. Maximum capacity. Launch.
Pre-launch diagnostic checks. All systems ready to go. Stand by. Stand by.
Stand by.
Launch.
Hello.
Huh? Hello? Saw you spiraling in there. Just sit. What are you doing, dog? Just sit down.
Now, of course, the colonization ship is on the other side of the planet.
I'm like, is it worth it to nos around the planet or not? Gave it a quick try. I'm not sure I saved any time whatsoever, since I ended up overshooting by default. Still relatively quick though. So for anyone hanging out who doesn't know what we're up to, I've just claimed what's probably going to be my last system, at least for a long time, and it has a water world in it, so I'm going to try and turn it into a tourist system. And then the new aliens we're going to find are going to come and hang out here, you know, soak up the tourism sites probably. One day, if we have an ammonia world in a system, they'll let us build Fargoid spires. We'll be like, come Fargoids, come, yes, we won't blow you up for the first couple of weeks, we promise.
Ooh, the sun is straight behind the planet, so it's really nice. It looks really nice, like a big black hole such as surrounded by the halo.
Oh, nice. Transfer all. Boom. 5% time. How much did it used to be in one trip for this? Like,
It used to be around 3 to 4%.
that.
I'm losing cutoff in 700-ish.
Yeah. Okay, 5% makes sense.
It might be a little more than 5%, it's just rounding, you know.
Yes.
I can tell you exactly how many percent that was. Just let me talk.
Of course. Okay, that wasn't too bad. What the? Wrong fingers on the wrong keys. Not trying to slow down and turning sideways instead. What are you, dog? God damn it, what are you doing? Seriously, dog? Just, you want under the blanket, just get under the blanket. You're like perfectly good at this. And then you act like crazy. There. Okay, where was I? Dog was trying to get under the blanket. Down there, ramming into my legs and stuff. And it was getting annoying. Okay. There we go.
Okay, so the exact percent you've delivered is 5.82%.
Oh, nearly 6. Okay, happy with that.
Realistic. Yep.
I like how it goes auto docking in progress, but it's not really done. There we go. Just kind of drifting there. So yeah, I'll get round to doing the docking. Surely. Boom, boom, bum, 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 bum.
And yeah, it's about 3.6% in my cargo. In my from my cargo delivered.
It can't be too long until the Panther Clipper is out of early access. I would hope.
I would imagine so. Like we already have the new ship in early access. Maybe a month or two, maybe less.
Well, the new ship got delayed a week, I think, because it has issues they're trying to fix up. But yeah.
Now I will have to be slightly more careful because if I crash and blow up, we will be short on materials.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. That is a very good point, actually. Maybe at some point I'll just start stocking up the Squadron Fleet Carrier with usual materials for construction stuff. What help if I actually set navigation target? Just fill it up with like, yeah, 10,000 tons of steel. 10,000 tons of metal.
No, yes, that would indeed work.
All right. Whee. Gravity well working in my favor there. Okay. I couldn't help myself. I had to get quite sarcastic with one of the senior managers at my work the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, well, here's this report built for him, right? And he's come back before and he's been like, why doesn't the figure on this tab add up to the figure of this other tab? And I'm like, well, the figure on this tab is including stuff for your KPI calculation that is not related entirely to your area of the business. like there's other stuff. He's like, oh yeah, no, I understand that. And I'm like, cool. So the other tab is showing you your area of the business. So the first tab is the whole entire KPI for the business. So it has information from other stuff. And your second tab is your area of the business. And he's like, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. And then he comes back today and he's like, why is this other figure on that tab not ending up to the figure on this tab? And I'm like, well, because the first tab is showing you the figure for the entire business. Like, oh my God. Like, it was a different figure, but it was the same reason. He could have figured it out.
Yeah.
Mm. 20% done already. Close to it.
Yeah. I can understand why people do this with a carrier.
Yes. So you got to count the, what was it, probably 2 hours or so. It wouldn't have been that much, would it? It was towards the end
Probably
of
not,
Sunday's stream. Yeah. Maybe an hour or so we did running and stuff around. And then, well, and then there's the extra time you've done.
Oh yeah,
Off
for
stream.
me it was about, I don't know, 2-3 hours, but only because I kept doing other stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was at it for the full 3 hours.
I think we've discovered in the past, that we could pretty much do an entire outpost in like about a 5-6 hour stream.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's probably about the same amount of time. It's just that this is further out in the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. The good thing is you don't have to worry about what the other person's grabbed.
Well, yes.
Unable to comply.
What do you mean unable to comply? Request docking. Request docking.
Contacting docking control.
Oh yeah, forgot to say, don't pick up the semiconductors. For some reason, there were twice the amount required was delivered onto the cargo, so you can skip the semiconductors.
Okay. Do I have docking permission? Request docking? Yeah. Alright. That was probably my...
Oh, it's fine. It doesn't matter who did it. Might have been me. I really was not paying attention at some point, but just, just leave them there. It's all I'm saying. Or pick them up and hold them back and forth. Up to you, of course.
Options. Hard decision.
I would say somewhat easy decision, but sure.
Yeah.
The whole useless shift shit around or, make the construction faster is a fairly simple decision.
That it is. Squadron back. Alright. Red remaining liquid oxygen. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, that is such like a habit now. What do you?
Going into the galaxy map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you mean about the planet though. It's kind of cool. Just that's outline.
Yeah. Yeah, just the halo around it, that's all.
Hasn't shifted much either. Maybe it's
I
Totally
shifted
long.
already a little bit, just not a lot.
Okay. I think I don't hear you, dog. Just because you're chewing something under the blanket doesn't mean I don't know that you're chewing something. I can hear it. Quite sure why she's acting like a teething puppy, but she might just be bored, I guess. Yeah. Duck, duck. Yeah, grab more stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Confirm transfer.
What do you mean transaction could not be completed?
What was that, sir?
The game told me that the transaction could not be completed. Basically, I was unable to pick up the material from carrier for some reason.
Huh. Weird.
Well, I'm glad I noticed, because, you know, I would have made a useless trip.
You're sounding kinda weird on Discord as well. So I don't know if maybe you're
Am I?
not now. You were just before though.
Ah, okay. Well, I can't debug a problem that doesn't occur again, so... You know.
No, I'll just say
Anyway,
that might have
what I
been.
said was... Yeah, what I said was that I'm glad I noticed the notification, because I would have made a useless trip.
I'm just wondering if maybe it was a small hiccup in your internet or something.
Right. Transaction could not be completed. Why? I have nothing in my inventory.
And you're back to sounding weird on Discord again. Very echoey.
Because of course I am.
Let's see if it does it for me. What were you trying to pick up, just out of curiosity?
I already tried all of the material that are there. Nothing seems to be. Nothing seems to want to go into my inventory. For some reason.
Okay.
I might retry, like rejoining the game. Might
Yeah,
help.
it's probably not a bad idea.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do that then.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Let's see if we have the same problem. I'm hoping not. It was sounding quite strange, so maybe an
Okay, I
incident.
am back in game. Let's try again.
Not sounding echoey, which is a good sign. Assuming that the problems were related, but they seem to occur at the same time, so I'm going to assume that one.
Well, okay, one of the transactions apparently have worked because I have 834. Wait, liquid oxygen. What do you mean? Did the transaction to deliver the liquid oxygen not work?
May not have. I thought you had wandered off for a couple of minutes because it was still 19% when I went back to the ship. You normally are much quicker than me.
Oh, okay, well, fair enough.
That would explain why you couldn't pick up any cargo, though.
Well, it would, except I did look into my inventory and there was nothing there.
Yeah, I'm guessing client server desync.
I guess so. But Jesus Christ. Fix your game, FDev.
No, we know FDev are high level developers.
Coding skills, yes, I know.
Yeah. We're very talented team members. I mean, it only took them, what, 6 months to add a oh, it hasn't quite been added yet, but it's coming. A deconstruct button to your colonization builds.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
to add that in a mere 6 months. Also sarcasm.
Yeah, no, I got that. Yeah, well, you know, it's the corporate level of adding a button. You know, it needs to go through several meetings.
Oh, yeah.
7 QA sessions. And that can take 6 months, 7 months until it actually does arrive.
Yeah.
And then wait for it to be broken.
Yeah, I got annoyed at that the other day. Because I negotiated with my boss, because I added a change advisory board in my work. I had to sign off changes. And I'm like, well, what counts as an actual change? Like, if I'm just building a report off an existing data set, is that a change? I have to go to change advisory board. And he's like, oh, I don't know, maybe. And he's like, I'll see if I can sort that out. Because the change advisory board only meets every 2 weeks. And, you know, and so what we agreed was that if we were adding or changing the underlying data model in the data warehouse, that needed to go to the change advisory board before it gets rolled into production. It's approval. Anything else can be done, and then the change advisory board just notified if it's just a report level change. And I was happy with that, because it was like one change advisory thing to roll into production if it was a data model change or, you know, something. That seemed reasonable to me. Then the other day I got told that, oh, it's a free gate process and I've got to get approval from the change advisory board for any data model changes at both the, before I start at the dev level, and then before it's rolled into UAT, and then before it's rolled into production. And I was like, this is ridiculous and will slow me down, and I'm not fucking doing that. So I was just like, I just let out. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, it was not what we agreed to. Go away.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you can actually say no, but yeah.
Well,
Don't have the option.
I think people are going back and re-looking at it again, and I'm like, but yeah. Just like, you get a little bit, you probably notice this yourself, but you get a little bit more leeway with people when you've been there a long time and they don't buy your institutional level knowledge to walk out the door.
Yes.
You get the ability to go, no, every now and then, as long as you don't abuse it too much. Yeah.
That is true. I have been in the same situation myself multiple times.
Yeah. And it's even more pronounced when you just compare any sort of professional job against like a sort of more entry level non-professional role. Like when I was studying and my partner was working at the supermarket, she couldn't say jack about anything to do with her working conditions a lot of the time. Which is annoying, but it is what it is. They're like, you know, if you don't want to work here, you leave. We hire a 16-year-old, you know, to replace you on less than minimum wage and less than adult minimum wage, and we're good. It didn't even like she was working like the checkout, and she was standing all day, and her feet were getting quite bad, like quite messed up. Because they wanted like black leather, like school type shoes, and so she went to see a foot specialist, and they were like, "Oh no, you can't stand in those shoes all day. You need to like have something way more comfortable." And so they worked out, and she got a pair of very tidy like dress shoes, but they had like gel sole in them and were much more comfortable. And then her work had a basically had a fit about it, basically. Like, those aren't the regulation shoes we wanted. And she's like, I got a note from the doctor. They're like, that's a podiatrist. I don't think that counts. She's like, it's a foot specialist. It absolutely counts. Whereas I, on the other hand, showed up for work once where I was going to go leave from work to go hiking afterwards in hiking clothes. I got a few sideways locks and I was on a Friday and I was like, oh, you know, I'm just, I'm going out the door and then I'm going to a road end, going hiking and coming back on Sunday. Didn't see much point in like, especially because I don't deal face to face with any clients or anything, so.
Yeah, well, that is good. Yeah, if you were, then it would be probably would be a little bit more of an issue. But if you're just in your office doing stuff, then yeah, or a cubicle. Don't know if you have an office.
No, I don't have an office, unfortunately. It's all hot disking at my work. It's annoying. That's why I like to work from home all the time. The other thing is that my laptop is a bit more high end than most of the ones at work. Like the thing is almost a gaming PC level. And as such, it requires a stronger charger.
Right.
So there's like these boxes on the desk at work, right? You plug a laptop into it and it charges it up and puts it on the screens and stuff. But like half of them don't work with my laptop. And I tend to go into work quite late compared to a lot of others. So like they'll be doing like, 8:30 to 5 or something, and I'll be doing like 9:30 to 6 or something like that. And then, yeah, to make it hard to find a desk that's in an acceptable spot that has a charger. And I don't like crawling under my desk and back out from under my desk because it's quite hard to access the plug under my desk at home to unplug the charger and take the one that came with the laptop. So I can pretty much finish. I can finish CMM composites. Nice. So there's a certain amount of more freedom of working from home, right? Like if I want to go and spend 20 minutes playing with my dog or something, there's something stressed me out or something like that. It's nice and easy to do. All right.
I mean, I can only agree. Like, I very much prefer working from home. Like today, unplanned, a friend invited me to go out eat for lunch. I just picked up and left. Nobody bothered me. No side eyes.
Yeah.
No nothing. Now, granted, no one probably would either way, but
The trick to getting away with it at the office, right, is like if it's rainy or cold, you come in with a jacket, and then you just when you take off or somewhere, you just leave the jacket on the back of your chair. Everyone will be like, "Oh, you can't have left the office. You would have taken his jacket."
Yeah.
Not that it really matters. No one pays that much attention anyway. Just kind of nice, like, I do like the fact that nobody worries if you're like 15 minutes late or you take a slightly longer than normal lunch break for some reason or something.
Yeah.
They're like, you do your job, you get your work done. Who cares?
Yeah, that's a good approach, I would say. As long as you get your job done, no one should really bother you much.
Yeah.
Of course, then it's up to your time management skills. Like, I am, well, kind of ashamed, but not really. That I have worked multiple times into the deep night, 2, 3, 4 a.m. sometimes. But that's a different issue.
Yeah. They used to happen in my last job, but that was all in the office, and it was like, you leave at like 4 a.m. in the morning because you're trying to get something done, and then like sleep for like 6 hours or something and show back up at 1 p.m. or something, and people will be looking at you the way you showed up at 1 p.m. It's like, I was here till 4 a.m. You'd be quiet. I was like, it's like, I actually need sleep. Otherwise, I'm going to start making a lot of mistakes, and it's just going to screw everyone else over.
Yeah.
That was because they were terrible at project management. Yeah. And that job was absolutely shit at it. Yeah, they would set projects that had deadlines and stuff, but not have a good idea of the scope of the work. At my old job, and it was just, and then suddenly you're working till like 4 a.m. in the morning twice a week.
Okay.
Because everything's urgent and everything is overdue.
Because of course.
So you're like, oh,
And when the thing actually got done, they said, we no longer need it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
at one point they were like, so I showed up there and I was just part of this team that went around and was fixing like bugs in their website, you know. Sometimes complex bugs, sometimes simple bugs. You know, sometimes it was, there's a spelling mistake on this page, fix it. Alright, easy. You know. And sometimes it was, something's going wrong in this wizard, figure it out. And it's like, okay, not as easy, but more interesting at least.
Well, yes.
And then, yeah, and then they were like, we need you to build a new wizard for a new process. And we need to know how long it's going to take. And I'm like, how accurate do you need that estimate to be? They're like, oh, very. I'm like, all right. So I spent a whole day working it out. All right. And then I was like, it's going to take me 6 weeks. And they were like, oh, no, that's too long. We're going to give you this other person who's brand new to the company. This other web developer, you can have 3 weeks. And I'm like, that's not how that works.
No, that's 9 weeks.
Yeah. So A, he's new to the company, and I'm fairly new to the company. So between the two of us, we're gonna have a lot of like, how is this supposed to work as a by the company coding standards and stuff. And we have to communicate with each other. You know, it's like this doesn't work. And then he was very eager to please them, so they kept asking us how it was going, and we were going to be deadlines, and I'm like, absolutely not. I was going badly. And he was like, yeah, no, I'll be fine. And of course, they like believed him and not me. And at the end of it, they were like, oh, this didn't work very well. And I'm like, no shit. And they were like, well, you were the senior developer. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm not a senior developer on anything. Cut that shit out. Like, it was like, I've been here 4 months and I was doing like basic bug fixings all the time. Do not start. You know? Yeah. That company bled senior developers. Like, and I had 18 months I was worked there, I think. I just bled people. To the point where you had people that just stopped showing up for like months at a time.
Like to work or, I mean the office, or just work at all?
Did I not bring anything on this trip? You know, the stress was too much. They just stopped showing up. Essentially abandoned the job, and then got hired back.
Oh, yeah, I'm just asking whether they stopped showing up to the office or stopped doing their job altogether.
Yeah, they just stopped showing up to the office and doing their job altogether. Both, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they got hired back like 2 months later.
Well, yeah.
I was like, why? I was like, the stress levels haven't changed.
Yeah.
And then he showed back up, and I was like, dude, you got out. Why did you come back? and another lady they hired, and she said when you know that question they ask in like the interviews, like, do you have any upcoming commitments or anything like that, right? And she told them she had to go overseas for a wedding, right? And they acted like that was fine. And then when she applied for leave to go overseas for the wedding, shortly after she was hired, they declined it. And she was like, "I know, I told you about this in the job interview. This was like a consideration for me taking the job." And they were like, "Oh yeah, we changed our mind." And she was like, "Okay, well, I quit. See you later."
Well, yes. I mean, what you gonna do about that?
Well, she also came back after her overseas wedding and got hired back.
Okay.
That's how desperate they were for people, because they were just bleeding people all the time.
Well, yeah, but
I was on her side on that one, though. That was absolutely justified.
oh no, I agree with that. I'm just like, you know, if
Yeah, it was just
you get treated like that, why are you coming back?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they apologized or something.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of
They
weird.
showed their colors, like this is going to happen again and again and again. It's not like one off.
Yeah. And then, like, at one point, like, the CEO sent this, like, email around the company that was incredibly unprofessional and was, like, insulting to our clients and stuff. And one of my friends was like, "Oh shit," you know, it's like, and then he had like a friend that worked in a different department who wasn't included on the email. So he forwarded it to that person and was like, "You believe this shit?" And then that person forwarded it to someone external and they both got in trouble. Like, the CEO's the one who bloody well sent it. That was incredibly unprofessional. It was like the most unprofessional CEO I've ever seen in my life. He was ridiculous.
Yeah.
He showed up one point and he was just kicking a soccer ball around the office. Like
Okay.
we're sitting there trying to work, like trying to code, and he's bouncing a soccer ball off windows, like, you know, 3 feet away from us. Like, boof, boof, boof. And you're like,
Jesus.
yeah, it's just ridiculous shit. I was like, yeah, it was very unsurprising. Then they did a thing where they like brought the company, so the company went up for sale because the place that owned it was like spun off and it wasn't really their core business, doing this like web development stuff. And so the senior managers got together with a investor and they pulled all their money and they bought the company. And so now the people making decisions about what projects you took on and stuff were the people directly benefiting, you know what I mean? Like, not just from their salary, but from their ownership stake in the company. And the workload skyrocketed, even more than it was.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. I was like, So everyone I knew that worked there, like, was looking for other jobs. Most of the time they were there. Terrible place to work.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Would have been a slightly different position, if you will, if the people that own the company and directly benefited from it making a profit actually shared, maybe shared the profits with the employees, but yeah.
They could be generous in some ways.
Them benefiting and you, the other people just being workhorses, that's not going to work.
They were generous in some ways, but then sometimes they've just like lied or changed their minds about shit. So like at one point they're like, "Hey, look, we know we got this like all this extra work that we picked up, and we're realizing we've overcommitted." And we're like, "Yeah, fucking think." They're like, And they're like, so what we're going to do is we're putting this big bucket of money there for like all different projects, right? And this is bonuses, and it's paid out based on the project manager's discretion. So if you to put in extra effort, you know, you should be in line for some of this bonus money. And if you don't want to put in extra effort, then that's fine, but you just don't get any of the bonus money, right? And we're like, okay, fine. And I was like, close to burnt out at that point, so I was like, I don't care about the money. I'm not putting in the extra effort. Like, it's just, you know, well, just it'll kill me basically. And then what happened was they were like, so there are all these different projects with different timelines that were all supposed to end before Christmas. So this was probably sort of July, August-ish, right? When they announced all this, and so it was supposed to be a push for a couple of months, right? You know, like a handful of months to get the stuff done. And then some stuff actually had deadlines pushed out. And they were like, no, there's still fine because they were agreed with the client and stuff, right? There's deadline changes and that. And we're like, cool. And we were like, well, that's fine and all, but we've finished our project now, you know? So you can pay out the team members that did extra effort. And they were like, oh, you know, we're just going to hold off. We're just going to hold off doing that because we don't want to pay out team members while other work is still going. And it's all supposed to be finished before Christmas. And then some of it got extended past Christmas, and they still hadn't paid out any of the bonuses that people were like hoping to get for Christmas, you know. And then it became, we're only going to pay the bonuses if every project comes in on time. And we're like, ours is already done. Like, you know, like what the fuck are you talking about?
I would have been out the door the next minute, so yeah.
I left like a month later. Yeah. It was just ridiculous. Like, you know, like they just keep changing the rules.
That's not how you treat people.
No, it was terrible. It was absolutely like one of the worst places I've ever worked. It's... Also have it. Boom, 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 boom. Alright. So yeah. It's one of those things, right? Like it was a private organization, and I just don't think they hired a lot of developers, and some of the developers were incredibly skilled, right? But they just didn't invest a lot into their like their team leaders and their project managers and stuff, you know what I mean? They didn't have a very good culture of like training managers to be actual managers. They were just people that had done development work that really got promoted to that position with no idea how they actually manage people.
Yeah. Well. Did the situation ever improve, or did they go bankrupt, or did you not care to find out?
Most of the people I liked there, that my friends who have left as well, so I have no idea what happened to the company. We're still ticking along, last I heard. I don't know if the culture improved or
Yeah, I gotcha. Now they are still around, so I would. Well, it's one of two options, I guess. The culture improved and it's actually good now, or they are churning people every other month.
Yeah. This was 15 years ago, so I would assume stuff has changed. But and there were like they could be generous at times, right? Like one point we finished a project, and like the senior person in charge of that project was just like, all right, go out on the town to celebrate, here's my credit card and the PIN number, and we were just going from bar to bar ordering all the most expensive cocktails we could find.
Because of course.
And he never said boo about the charge at the end of the day. He didn't care.
I would be surprised if he did.
And they had a beer fridge that got stocked by the company and was like opened at like 3 p.m. on a Friday.
Wait, what?
Oh, they had a big beer fridge that was stocked up by the company full of beer. And it
Yeah,
was
but how do you close a fridge at 3 a.m.?
no,
Don't
no,
you
it was
damage other
open.
stuff?
No, it was open to 3 p.m. So people could like from 3 p.m. on Friday
Oh, okay.
through to whatever time they left, they could have beers and stuff. They had an energy drink fridge that was just stocked by the company and was free to like use anytime you wanted. As well. Probably where my energy drink addiction came from. Alright, steel. And also some of the code was quite funny sometimes. When I was working on that bug fixing stuff, I found the entire section of code that was wrapped in an if statement, which just said, if true equals false, then. I was like, yeah, this is never running. It was just like, does someone just not understand you could comment out code if you want to leave it there but not have it run?
Well, you know. Sometimes you just make the end true equals false and go home. Problem fixed. I mean, it essentially means the same thing anyway, so, you know.
Yeah. I was just going like, maybe they were paid by line of code. It was.
Well, if
like,
they were, then that would have been commented out, you know, that's like 50 lines of code change, technically.
Almost, maybe I was wondering if they were paid by the line of code deployed or something. Like, never comment anything out. That's 50 cents, I don't get paid. I do remember one time as well, I was a lot younger before I was in the workforce, like I was 14, I think, right? And went with Dad to see one of his friends who worked in IT, which was never Dad's thing. And we showed up, and he was dressed in a swan dry jacket, which is like a bush shirt. Like not office formal wear at all, in his own office. He was just sitting there staring off into space. And Dad was like, "Do they pay you to dress like this?" And he's like, "They don't care what I dress like. I don't meet clients." And we're like, fair enough. And then Dad was like, "And also, shouldn't you be working?" He's like, "I fix problems. That's what they pay me to do." He's like, "Sometimes that requires thinking." Dad was like, "All right, fair enough."
He's not wrong.
Yeah, Dad was like, "Yeah, fair enough." Yeah. Alright. He was quite an interesting character, that guy. He's the one. I don't know if I've ever told the story of the payroll thing he did.
I don't know, but you know,
So
content.
of course this was he worked. He was one of Dad's friends, and he worked in IT for various government departments and stuff. Moved around a bit when I was like young, right? So a long time ago, before there was like a lot of controls and stuff in place, more Wild Westy type stuff, right? And he was having issues with one of his managers that did not get on at one point, and he thought he was probably going to get fired. And so he decided to write a little bit of code into their payroll system, which he had access to the code for, where if his name came off the payroll system would essentially not operate.
That's inadvisable, I would say.
Yeah, definitely
A great way
not.
to get yourself into trouble.
Yeah, I don't think you get away with this these days, but this was like, 30 years ago.
Well, still.
Wow, 40, 35 years ago. I don't know, something a long time ago. I'm dating myself, but yeah. And so that manager eventually left. He got a new manager. He got on with a house on fire, and about 2 years later, he left for a new job. And he was enjoying his little couple of weeks in between jobs, where he was on vacation. And he got an urgent phone call from his work going, well, you haven't started your new job yet, have you? And it's like, no, why? They're like, I know you left, but the payroll system's gone down and we can't figure it out. We need you to come back and take a look at it, and we'll pay you like a big chunk of money. And he was like, oh. And in his head, he was like, oh shit. So he went back in. No, he went back in there. He deleted the lines of code he added to the payroll system, and then he mucked around for a little bit to make it look like he was trying to resolve the problem. Then he rebooted the system. It's like, it's fixed now, and he clicked this money and left.
Did he get held down?
No.
Jesus.
I don't think they had source control or anything for it at the time.
Well, lucky him then.
Yeah, I know, right? Like it would never fly nowadays. Someone would figure it out and be like, what the?
Well, yeah, he would definitely not get away with it nowadays. With all the source controls tools and all.
Me and one of the other one of the other data people at my work were having a little bit of a debate about that. He was like,
About what?
he was like, oh, I can't branch to do, like, something's wrong. I can't branch the workspace out to make this change. I'm like, what's the change? He's like, oh, just adding 2 extra fields to the data model. I was like, just do it. Like, we'll log it to help and try and get the branching problem fixed, whatever the hell's causing that. But it's like, you can just do it. He's like, oh, I don't want to make a change if I can't branch. I'm like, there's like, branching the workspaces is actually a lot of work. And I was like, and the change was incredibly unlikely to break anything. And I was just like, and I was going to, in my head, there's like a line you can, where you're like, is this going to break something? Like, how likely is this to break something or cause anybody else any problems? And if it's incredibly unlikely, it's a minor change and easy to roll back, then like branching probably isn't actually needed.
Yeah, gotcha.
And he was like, oh no, I don't want to do so well without being able to branch. And I was like, you're new here. Like, and I know you're trying to do like the proper thing, but like we have a shit ton of work on. If you branch every time you're making a minor change, and it takes you 2 hours to sort the branch out properly. like definitely branch if it's something more than just adding a field or something, but like you don't need to branch for incredibly minor stuff.
There is a balance to that. I agree.
Oops. Oh. That's not what we want. Go here. I'm a little bit like I do get the point of like, you know, having like a change advisory board and branching and source control and stuff, but for a long time I was the only data person there, and so there wasn't really any need for it. And so now, like, I just can't help comparing. Well, while I see the need, right? I can't help comparing the overhead that's involved. You know,
Yeah.
I'm being like, you know, like I'm filling in forms and I'm spending 2 hours branching a workspace to get something done, and it's like, and by the time I do all that, I like fill in forms or change advisory board and branch the workspace and do everything else. I could have done the damn thing.
Yeah, as I said, there is a balance to doing stuff.
Yeah.
If it's a small change, like don't bother with branches. If it's not, then yeah, as you said, do it. But if it's a small change, just commit to main and or master, whichever branch model you use, and just go.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant your chat.
Ah.
Wait, where is the message? Did you delete it?
No, see how it's got this red box around it and the thing?
Oh, okay. I no longer see the message, so I'm guessing that's because it was auto-restricted.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, fair enough.
We can still ban the person though.
I don't see them anymore, so I don't even know who they were. When I switched to mod view, the message was not there anymore.
Huh.
And I don't know what the username was.
It still shows up on my stream manager and just like has a red box around it, and then I never saw it on the actual like my chat overlay. So this just means it's one where like the person's been deemed so likely to be a bot that they've actually stopped the messages showing up.
No.
Which is probably like the last step before that account gets permabanned off Twitch, I imagine.
I would hope so, yes. Yeah, well, I don't have a stream manager for obvious reasons. I most of the time usually have just your stream open, and when I want to do anything with anyone, as in ban someone, I have to switch to mod view, which is like a new full page load. So
Interesting.
And then the message disappeared in between those.
Yeah, I banned the person anyway, just because.
Yeah,
then it makes it sends more information to Twitch. I guess it's more likely to get them banned quicker. I'm guessing that's what Twitch relies on. Is that I don't know if there's a report user button or something, but
I think there is, yes. I submitted a few reports already, so like not on your stream, but you know.
well. I had to have a laugh at people in World of Warcraft over the weekend.
What happened?
So funny. So the guild I'm in is quite a small guild, right? We could probably run like a 10-man normal raid, right? But like we're starting to play around in heroic, and a bunch of the guildies are sort of backing out a little bit because they've got like either real life commitments or I don't know, they just don't want to. Maybe they just don't want to spend it all night wiping on like the first couple of bosses while we're, figuring out new strategies to cater for the increased difficulty. And so we've been pulling in a whole bunch of people, right, from just random, like, that they just put themselves in the group. Some of them are quite good and others are quite bad, but like, they always complain when like, we wipe on a boss or something, or it goes badly, and then they'll leave, and then you get new people in or something, and it's just, and then they're like, what is this? Looking for Raid Heroic Edition? It's like, you pretty much, you just, how you joined it, more or less. We punked you in. It's always punked in a whole bunch of other people, and you're like, complaining that it's not a professional level guild, like, clear. It's like, if it was proper, if the guild was clearing heroic easily, we'd be having a full guild run because everyone wanted on the loot. It's just weird. People's expectations of stuff is just weird in that game. They show up and they're like, oh, you're still learning how to do this? Oh, I don't want to pay the repair bills, and leave. It's like, all right, whatever, see ya. Maybe that should be in the message they put out when they say they're looking for people. You want to come to Heroic and die a whole bunch of times and then maybe get some loot?
Maybe that would work. Beat the meat for the meat grinder and get out.
Yeah. My partner always gets stressed out from healers. She gets bitched at by healers because she dies a lot, right? And we were running a mythic the other night, and she's like, oh, that healer was nice afterwards. Didn't say a thing about me dying a lot. And I was like, yeah, because that healer couldn't talk. That healer was terrible. And she's like, wait, what? I'm like, the reason you died a lot was you weren't getting heals. So it's like I was almost dying all the time. I'm way, like my character is way better at getting health back than hers, and it's just way more defensive cooldowns. And I was popping them left, right, and center, and spending like ages before a heal was coming in, trying to keep myself alive. And then, like, the guy who's the guild leader who was taking the run was like, yeah, no, looking at the healing meters, that healer had no missed the speed of this mythic run. Like, their heals were incredibly low. And I was going, yeah, go out here. Like, the reason you were dying wasn't that you were screwing up, was that the healer just couldn't keep everyone alive. Just from normal mechanics. Yeah. We're literally almost there.
Indeed. After you get your loads, I should be able to get the rest.
Yeah. The last 186 titanium.
Well, you know.
It did work pretty well, actually.
It did, like, we've completed the station in what, 1.5 hours, less than?
Yeah. I still don't think it's much faster total time, and if you're close to like a good source of stuff.
I don't know, but, you know.
But definitely very useful for stations that are further out from the bubble.
Yes.
Are you going to claim any more systems at any point, or are you content with what you have at the moment?
Not planning to. I would like to build out my systems a little bit. At least the one that allow for building out stuff.
Yeah, you got two fairly sizable systems you can build out, I think, right?
At least two, yes.
Yeah.
I think I actually plopped down one construction site, but haven't docked with it, so don't have it in my tool. Would have to look it up in the in-game.
In your first system?
Sorry?
Is it in your first system? Or
Yes, more. If it is anywhere, it is in my first system. Yes. I think I think I plopped down something, but don't remember what. And as I said, I didn't dock with the construction site, so it's not tracked.
should be this system. It's 210 light years away.
Well, yes.
What? No, no. That's what I want to do.
So is this a transit system, or is this the system you wanted?
Oh, the system will do. It's got a water world, and then it's got a gas giant with water as well. So, I think it'll do for a tourism system. And I'm going to be halfway honest and say the reason I wanted another system was just because there was like a gap. Right. Yeah.
Big
So this will move here, and then I'll have
Oh, okay.
nice 9 systems, and it'll look nice and pretty when I come to the screen. I know.
That's one way of deciding how many systems you want to claim.
I have 6 systems on my other account as well.
Yeah.
There you go, orbital construction site. It could give you more information about it, like, which would be nice. So this looks like it's just a satellite or something.
I think it's an outpost, like the farming outpost, I believe.
Yeah, farming satellite, yeah. Power generators, fruit and vegetable, yeah, crop harvesters, yeah. Yeah, bio waste, agri medicines, yep, that looks right. But it doesn't actually tell you once you put it down, you know what I mean? It doesn't say under here, it doesn't say like food outpost, food production outpost or food production satellite or whatever. It's
yeah,
like,
and it doesn't say even after you complete it. Just I just don't know. Either you keep it in your head or that looks like I found.
Right, like it's like what is doing what in my system? I want to know. What if there's a third-party tool that'll tell you? Maybe they'll add it to Inara at some point.
If it was, it had to be in the log files, and well, granted, I haven't looked into log files for a while, but you know.
Yeah, it'd just be nice to know exactly what facilities I had in the system that I would like put there 6 months ago. I'd be like, and if they were like, why can't you remember this? It's like 6 months ago and I have 9 systems, FDM. Like, just tell me what they are.
Yeah, I'll try to have a look in my tool or in my log files whether there is the information, but I kinda doubt it.
Yeah.
You know, it's FDev after all.
Yeah. It just makes me wonder if they have like an internal testing team that does stuff, like, or maybe they're
probably yes, just
but then maybe they're just focused on actual bugs and what's been implemented. They should have like I should have some sort of feedback mechanism to be like, why can't I do this? You know? Like,
Yeah.
it would save them so much grief from the community, right? Like,
Yeah.
because the community tends to be like, all right, if they ever release another thing, what's wrong with it?
Unfortunately, yes. Oh, I can't dock with this one. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's an outpost that has no large landing pads.
Yeah.
It was just to claim the system, basically.
Yeah, makes sense.
Should go have a look at it though. Whee! Banging into stuff. So where is it? Oxley Vista.
Did you rename it?
No. The colonization ships that show up now have their own names.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Landing gear.
Raising landing gear.
Oh look, we already got eagles flying around. Let's shut up quick. Yeah. Alright, I figure I have enough systems to develop now.
Yeah. Me too. Granted, like half of them are transition systems, but that's fine. I'll build out like a communication beacon and another like outpost and be done with them.
How much are we getting in like... I haven't even looked for a while. Let's see how much we're getting in the passive income from systems. System
I've
architect
been getting
payment.
about 680, give or take. I don't remember the exact number.
648 for me.
Actually, that might be the same. I don't remember. I delete the messages, so I cannot even look if I wanted to.
Fair enough.
Oh no, I didn't delete this one. 619.
619. Hmm.
Yeah.
This is very petty change.
Very much so, yes.
Like, oops, too fast. I'm probably could have disengaged there, actually. Yeah. Like, honestly, I thought they were going to up the payment at some point, but now I don't think, like, it's all that likely.
Well, I mean, build out the systems and they won't have to.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, it's... For the effort involved, it's very low yield. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's never going to be the approach anyone does to become rich, I guess, which is fine. Maybe it's just a part of me that goes, if you own a lot of real estate, that should make you a lot of money. Well, that's the theory, right? Like, I've never owned a lot of real estate, so
Nor have I.
I do not know for sure.
Well, since we can't really rent it, you know,
No.
we can only add stuff into it, but
Yeah, but
which granted increases the payout, but you know.
more people show up and stuff. Like, if you build a scientific facility on a planet, like,
Yeah.
surely the scientists should pay you for the use of the scientific facility. They should rent it from you.
Yep, I agree. But you know.
Maybe we're just too rich now. We've forgotten what life is like for the ordinary space civilian.
I mean, you know, I've spent like 30 billion credits just to buy 2 carriers, so you know, yes, I agree. Call me when you spend 30 billion, whatever your currency is. And won't be affected by it, is what I mean, of course.
Yeah. Just checking something.
No
Well,
rush.
okay. So when you compare this to a small spaceship, though, right? Like an Eagle costs 44,800 credits. So we're essentially earning enough from this, from every week to buy 10 small spaceships easily. Yeah,
I wish
10
you.
Eagles. So it's like the equivalent of earning enough from your real estate investments every week that you could afford 10 Honda Civics and still have money left over.
Yes.
So I guess we're just out of touch with the common folk.
Not my fault. I've
Yeah.
got 9 figures on the account. 9+ figures.
Oh.
I honestly don't even remember the early days where I've earned 20,000 and was happy about it.
I know, right?
Nowadays, if the mission and or whatever activity I'm doing isn't earning me, well, at least 9 figures, I'm not doing it.
So there's quite a few colonized systems around here. So little. Quite far out from any other markers I've got. Like, not hugely so, but what if this was... Is it just developed out this way? I guess it has. Right. Interesting. So what do we got here? We have high metal content, high metal content, high metal content, high metal content, high metal content world, high metal content world. Okay, so all those are high metal content worlds. So is that one. So is that one. Always got a first footfall for some reason. terrestrial water world with active water-based chemistry and carbon
Nice.
water-based life. Yeah. It's this one here, right between the two sixes. That's going to be probably the main tourist attraction here. High middle content world. High middle content world. High middle content world. So what do we got? We have ring type middle rich and rocky. Middle rich and rocky. Rocky, middle rich. Rocky and icy. There's only one build ping there. You don't know if I'm sure if it's in the icy one or not. Ice world. Ice world, ice world, ice world. That's all ice worlds. Rocky world. And one of these I think should be a water-based gas giant. I assume it would be one of the two blue ones. I might be wrong about this. Could very much be wrong about this, but that's right. There is a water world here with space to build above it. Satellite communication. Space farm. Builders. Well, that's kind of cool. A bar installation. Space bar. You land at the space bar?
Sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Can you repeat?
I was like, these tier 2 space installations, which I've never built one on.
Spacebar.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can you land at a space bar? Like,
Unfortunately not, but you know.
Well, I guess Starlink communication satellite. Which one looks best? This one, maybe. I'll worry about this later, though. But you're getting pretty close to me having to go to work.
Yeah, hard to pick what to do when you have very little time to actually do anything.
Yeah. It's a decent sized system. How far away are some of the other ones? 91,000 light. That's not too bad. A 3-star system. But I guess the idea is eventually to put a tier 3 station above this water world.
I mean, feel free, you know, you are not limited by any kind of constraint time-wise. Even if it takes several months, nobody will care.
That is true. I have to decide when I want to develop this system or go back and develop my earlier systems up first. Too many systems to develop. Too many.
Well, yes.
Alright. Well, thank you for your help with this. It's most appreciated.
You are welcome.
The construction thing you were talking about is in your first system.
Yes, I have flown to it to dog with it to get it in my tool. Since the data about construction site is persistent, so I will have it there until it's complete.
Yeah. Nice. All right. What do we want to do with the squadron fleet carrier?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, this system is fairly close to everything being built up, so I don't quite see a point to do the same thing that we just did with your construction site.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't mind it being part in your system, then just leave it there.
I'll leave it there for the moment. It's fine. Might jump it back to at some point to one of the systems with or near to a Trailblazer ship, I guess.
Feel free.
Another time we could just stock it all the way up. I wonder how long it would take to actually build a like a tier 2 station or something off it. Once it's fully stocked up, you jump it somewhere. Interesting.
I mean, you can find out, you know.
Yeah. Alright. Well, if anyone has come along and hanged out in the chat today and watched me stream and watched me in the end do the construction of our outpost, thank you. I appreciate the support for the channel. I've got to go to work, so then I have to find someone to raid out to. Let's raid into Cedar, who's doing a Soul Link Nuzlocke on Pokemon XY. And I'll be back on tomorrow to play some Deep Rock Galactic. And
Indeed.
should be a lot of fun. It's always chaotic.
As always.
Sometimes me and Ed nearly kill each other right before a mission ends.
Well, yes.
Alright.
I would have probably laughed my ass off if we did actually kill each other and fail the mission. Like,
Yeah.
it's still kind of fascinating to me that it didn't even apparently didn't even register that I died in that at least based on the based on the clip. But you know,
So do you think it? So you think it just didn't register to you in game? Like you just didn't notice?
I think so. I think so because right after I commented that I have half health, which I clearly only had because you revived me, not because I actually had half health.
I
I don't know.
I honestly didn't expect you to die from that. I was like, oh, it blew me up. Freezing him seems like a fair turnaround.
Yeah.
And then you like killed over dead. I was like, oh no, all right, I better revive him quickly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was fun. I really do need to get
Yes.
to work, so we will
have fun at work.
cut this right off, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
Indeed. I see you.
All right. Have a good night.
Will do.
And everyone else, have a good night, good day, whatever it is you've got going on. And see, the stream should be interesting to watch. All right, Red Goat out.
Ow! Friggin' punched myself in the face.
Oh, hi, Win. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. What's up?
Alright, got the tail whip off. Fairy Wind's not gonna do too much. I'm gonna go ahead and, ooh. I don't have any of those, huh? Let me see, what TM did you just get? I can only see ball.
Hi, Win. How's it going? How's it going?